I'm just feeling the fear and doing it anyway. I think the biggest shift in my mindset since starting a business is...
Well, we're ringing because we've got the biggest deal yet.
That's so good.
Really like struck something in my brain, a bit of a light bulb moment. Anybody who is either currently managing a team or looking at managing a team, I would highly recommend as an absolute minimum. I run a personal brand agency. I encourage people to put themselves online and to embrace the camera, and I'm the biggest hypocrite if I don't do it myself.
Squeeze in, ladies, look at this way. Beautiful, perfect.
Good morning, welcome back to the vlog. It's Tuesday, you've missed a day of me this week. Unfortunately, yesterday was not a filmable day. That's all we shall say on the matter, but it was not a filmable day. I'm excited for this week. Today's my first day in the office. I didn't go in yesterday. Today we're doing first aid training, which, joy, has to be done. So to make the day a little bit more bearable, I have baked Malteser cakes. Let's turn that down. To get the team through the day. And I'm not even going to lie to you, I did have half of one for my breakfast, because that's the kind of shit you need to get you through a day of first aid training. But the rest of the week is very exciting. Tomorrow we are off to a photo shoot for Jolt, just to get some updated product imagery. So we're working from my friend's studio tomorrow, and in the afternoon we're going to top up and do our headshots. We've done half a day on the brand, half a day on OAC stuff, because I am in desperate need of some updated headshots. And I keep getting asked for, like, to send a photo, and honestly, like, every time it sends me into a freeze because I don't like any of the ones that I've got of myself. I had them done probably when we it was actually when I very first started the business, because I remember the member of staff that was with me. And I've lost quite a bit of weight since then, and it doesn't look like me anymore. My hair is also a completely different length, and I just don't recognise myself in them. And then the ones that I've had more recently, I don't know, well, it's still not recent, it's still over 2 years ago. I still don't look like myself in them, and I don't feel good about sending them over. So I'm gonna book another day for more lifestyle shots, because this one's in a studio tomorrow, and have a conscious effort to try and get them updated. I did look to see if I could get into Candid Studios in London on the last couple of times I've been down, but they've been full and I haven't managed it. So I'm going all out, and I don't like having photos of myself taken, but needs must. And then Thursday I am back down in London for Creator Fest, which I'm very excited about. I wanted to be there last year, and I can't remember what was in my diary, and it meant I couldn't get there. I might have been away on a retreat or something. But we're going down, and they're very kindly given us 2 free tickets to take some of our creators down as well. So we did a bit of a raffle, drew names out of a hat for those. So we've got the lovely Liv coming down with us from Liv the Positive Foodie, and Abby from Casa Crank, I think is our second person. It was a while ago since we drew the names. And then on Friday I've got a couple of calls. I'm travelling back, and I have a weekend of absolutely zero plans. And that is just the business owner's life hack, and the best thing that could ever possibly land in your diary is a weekend with no plans after how busy the last couple of weeks have been. So I'm very much excited for that. Tonight I am going to have my hair done. I've been a bit bougie, and I'm going to name drop here, because Snare Ops came for a strategy session with me, and we were talking about, like, how do we had a great conversation during that strategy day. I learned as much from her as she did from me, I'm sure of it. But we were talking about how we prioritise ourselves around running a very demanding business, and one of her life hacks is that she goes for a blow dry every Wednesday morning, because she's like me and has thick hair that only needs to be washed once a week. So guess what? I've been influenced, and that is exactly what I am going to do. I have booked myself a weekly blow dry at the salon on the road of the office, and every Tuesday straight after work I'm going to go and have my hair blow dried. And when I tell you that washing this mop has been the bone of contention for my entire life, I really mean that. It takes me, if I want to wash dry and straighten my hair, which it needs to retain any sort of shape or anything, I look at 3 to 3.5 hours. I can think of a lot better ways to spend 3.5 hours at home than doing my hair. So that is my bougie investment into myself. And then I'm also going for a massage tonight. And I really didn't sleep very well last night. In the end, I gave up and got my Kindle out at 3 o'clock, and I did an hour of reading because my brain was just in overdrive and I couldn't switch it off. So I think the biggest shift in my mindset since starting a business is the investment I put into myself, and that's taken a long time for me to consistently prioritise my self-care and wellness side of stuff. I just didn't have any value or desire for it when I worked for somebody else, and it just didn't feel like a good investment in my money and worthwhile spend. I would much rather spend it on clothes or on a night out or a day out or something like that. But I think since running your business, you realise that everything comes down to your time and how you're feeling, and if I feel good, I am so much more productive, which in turn improves everything in terms of output from me and in turn from the business. And I think that's the biggest shift for me. It's the recognition that my time and how I feel is important, and my self-care and how I feel has a massive impact above and beyond just how I feel when I get up or go to sleep at night. So that is 2 things that I do prioritise: my monthly massage and in turn now having my hair done. So I am excited for that. And then I need to sort the bomb site out that is my house, because I started to do my autumn winter wardrobe shift over at the weekend, and there is clothes absolutely everywhere, and I have been ruthless, and I mean I've really been ruthless with what I'm getting rid of. If I haven't worn it recently, it's gone. There's your Tuesday morning ramble on the way into the office. I'm about to pull in now. I'm not going to show you much of first aid today because who really cares, and I'll check back in with you probably tomorrow.
That's realised.
Delivery for tomorrow.
Who wants to be chained up?
Can't get in. I'll give you 50 quid if you can guess what is in this box.
50 quid?
50 quid, you get one guess.
An anal plug.
You're not far off.
Of all the things in all the world.
So handcuffs?
No.
A vibrator.
Yeah.
So close. I know. So close.
Not in the room.
Yeah, it's for you,
It's for
Darcey.
Secret Santa. Who's going to be the lucky person?
It's a lot smaller than I was expecting. Anyway, back to first aid training, guys. Sex ed class has stopped now.
There we go.
Hey!
Okay.
Yeah, we're just in the middle of first aid training.
Have you been pumping away, Penny?
We're just about to.
We're just about to be. Well, I've got some news.
Okay.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. Came back
Amazing.
and they're happy to do the deliverables for.
That's so good.
Do you reckon we could fit it in?
I think we can definitely squeeze that in, yeah.
So
Is that the biggest one ever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Fucking yes it is. That's so good.
Yeah, so
Amazing.
yeah, so I'll go back to them and say that's okay.
Rosie wants a word with you.
Yay!
Hello.
We got both of us to deliver news today.
That is scary. What are you doing?
Well, we're ringing because we've got the biggest deal yet.
No way.
Yes way.
Tell me. Are you fucking joking? What the hell? What do you even say to,
Well, as I said to Jack, I wrote it until I felt physically sick and then clicked send.
that is ridiculous, isn't it?
How fast do you go?
He's dead now. Really dead.
Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Just don't get too much like staying alive.
Oh, just dislocated his neck. Oh my god!
been there before minor surgery, as in.
Yeah, but I can't stop. Can't stop.
There we go.
It is my finger. This legitimately is
finger.
my finger, and it came off.
What was the thinking?
Wait, I should
Yeah.
I mean, the finger doesn't.
Exactly what David said when I just sent it to him. His reply is so believable.
You did what you did, but Rosie, how did you end up with this awful injury?
Consider me suitably relaxed. I could have fell asleep in that, honestly. And after today, I wasn't expecting first aid training to be quite so fun, to be honest. The guy was an absolute hoot. We had a right laugh doing it, so it's quite good actually. I take back everything I said this morning. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Honestly, you could not write this afternoon. I went and was sat in the hairdressers and I got a text from Rosie to say, emergency in the car park, first aider needed, and I was like, yeah, what are you having me on about? It was just at the point I was due to finish my hair appointment. So I FaceTimed her and I was like, you are joking, aren't you? She was like, no, genuinely, and I'm here on my own. And I was like, what do you mean? First aider needed in the car park? I was like, you all having me on? Am I going to get down there and one of you's going to be fainted on the floor and have me on? Like, is this a test? Do I need to pass this to get my first aid certificate? Anyway, she was like, no, I'm being genuinely serious. A poor chap had, I don't know whether he's fainted or fallen over in the car park. Rosie thinks he kind of fainted getting out of his car and had hit his head on the way down. So bless her, she's on her own dealing with this guy who's got quite a lot of blood, and I saw him when I went and got my car between leaving work or leaving the hairdressers and going for my massage, and he'd done himself a cropper, let me tell you. Thankfully we share the car park at work with the doctor's surgery, so Rosie was able to go and bang on the door and get some doctors to come out, so thankfully she didn't need to offer any treatment. However, talk about timing, on the day of doing first aid training and you come out of work to that, she must have thought somebody had set her up. And the ambulance was just arriving as I was leaving, so he was in good hands, bless him. But yeah, you literally couldn't write that, could you? I text the lady that I've just been to see for my massage, and I was like, I'm really sorry, I'm blocked in right now. I'll be there as quickly as I can. And then when I told her when I got there, she was like, Charlie, you actually couldn't write your life. Like, the things that happen, it's the universe telling me something, I'm telling you now. So, anywho, I just had a lovely full body Swedish massage. I feel suitably relaxed. I had a new client sign today, so we are going to be working with the National Home Builder Safety Awards. Hope I've got that right. Let's call it the HSAs for short. They are having their gala dinner at the Grand Hotel in Birmingham. The most beautiful venue. Honestly, it's gorgeous. It's definitely like the best venue locally. So I've got a full team working with me on that. The referral for us has come in through my good friend Tom, who's a photographer that I actually met working with him in the wedding industry, and every single job I have been in since I left weddings and I went to work on trade shows and international events. He came and photographed a press dinner for me there. I then went and worked at a social media agency and he did some product shots for me, and then when I started the agency, he's like my go-to local photographer for anything like headshots, product related, etc. He's also who we're using tomorrow for the content shoot, so Tom's been in my life a very long time. Anyway, the referrals come from him. He's got a team working on these awards. I've got myself, who will be live posting on the evening of the awards, and then two of the team joining me for kind of documentary style content creation, winner interviews, that sort of stuff on the night. We're doing build up and post event content for them. and I've also got my videographer working on it as well to get some more professional content. So yeah, we are going to be out in full force on that evening, so I'm really looking forward to that. That's just to come in and hopefully building a long-term relationship with them, because they're going to be launching, this one's a national awards ceremony, it's the first one that they've done, but they're going to be doing them regionally as well, and hoping to do between 6 and 8 events in the future a year. So that's a really great and exciting thing for us to get involved in. And to be in the room with, you know, the likes of all your big home builders, your David Wilsons, your, I don't know, your Taylor Wimpey, your Barrett Homes, all of that sort of stuff. So I'm really excited about that one. I'm looking forward to it. So that's coming today. So I'm going to start prepping for that this week. I am supposed to be on annual leave next week, as I keep saying, but I haven't booked anything. I'm not going anywhere. And when opportunities like this come in, you just can't turn them down. So we're doing it, and it will be good, and it will be great fun, and I get to work with some friends on it as well, so you can't complain. But anyway, I am nearly home. It's nearly 7 o'clock, so I'm going to go put some tea on. I need to tidy my house. My cleaners are coming tomorrow, and honestly, my house is only semi-presentable and tidy because I have that cleaner come every week. If I didn't have it, there is absolutely no way I would stay on top of the house, but I will not allow them into the house unless it is semi-presentable. And if they're watching this, I use the word semi-presentable because you come into it being some state some weeks when I am here, there and everywhere with semi-packed suitcases and laundry everywhere, but on the whole it keeps me on track with staying on top of stuff. So I'm going to go and sort that out this evening. It's in desperate need because I'm halfway through doing my wardrobe switch over and it's a bit of a mess. And then I'm going to try and have an early night, and I also need to prep some outfits for tomorrow as well. Probably not that much of an early night, but at least my hair is done. That helps massively. And we don't start till 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so we've got a bit of time. We're working locally, which is nice. When I saw this in my diary, I was like, oh, Jolt photo shoot, must book a hotel in London, and then I realised it's local, I've organised it. So that was a win. So yeah, I'll catch you all again tomorrow, take behind the scenes on a product content shoot in the morning, headshots, team photos in the afternoon, and then we are back down to London for Creator Fest, which I'm really looking forward to. So that was my Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is shoot day. I'm on the way. I'm just going to go pick Lil up from the office. We're going to travel there together. We've got Jolt product this morning, headshots this afternoon. I went and had my hair done last night, and I went to the spa at the weekend and they put a lot of oil in my hair. I don't feel like, even after 2 washes since being there, it's properly washed out. So I'm just hoping that my hair doesn't look like a grease ball today, because it was just my luck, but we're on the way. I like to listen to a podcast episode in the morning when I'm getting ready, when I'm not rushing around, and have a bit of time to actually get myself ready in the mornings, like this morning. And this morning I've been listening to Business Class by Vicky Owens. Vicky is one of our creators on our roster, and Business Class is her podcast where she interviews fellow female founders and gets their story. And this morning she was interviewing leadership Heather Elkinson. I am yet to meet Heather in person, but we've exchanged quite a few conversations online. I've done her course in the past. I've put my team members through her management course in the past, and she just speaks with such calmness and clarity, and in a way that doesn't make you feel like you're doing things wrong, but more like steering you onto the right path. So I was listening to her episode this morning, and it was a really great episode. If you haven't listened to it yet, go and listen to it. She was speaking about this like above the line and below the line thinking, and I'm actually going to go and listen back to that section again, because it really like struck something in my brain, a bit of a light bulb moment, with how above the line thinking is let's say you're presented with a problem, and I hope I'm not going to cock this up as I try and explain it, but let's say you're presented with a problem or an issue, and you look at it more as a lesson and try to take accountability. Where could we have improved? That is above the line thinking. But when you're unable to, I don't know, reflect on it yourself, and you're stuck in this like blame mentality, that's below the line, and she was saying that there are some people who are so far below the line that it's very difficult to manage that out. But if you're just teetering on the other side of it, where you're just, you know, dabbling in that kind of blame culture, that sort of area, that is something that can be, with the right conversation and the right approach to it, flipped. And I don't like to say managed out of people, I don't like that phrase and approach, but anyway, it was really interesting, and I'm going to go and listen back to that part, because I've encountered issues similar to that in the past with team members who by default go to blame, and I can't blame them for it because I've been that person in the past and that's how my brain used to work. But I want to try and help people to go on the journey that I've gone on with my own personal mentality, to try and help them see things in a different way. And I think that's something that whenever we're presented with a problem, I always try and get my team to look at things from the other party's perspective and to look at it from a different angle than their own, to try and have that kind of empathetic view on things rather than that sort of blame culture, or, you know, trying to shift the responsibility off themselves. And sometimes, you know, their reasoning and their opinions may very well be correct, but there's always a different perspective in situations, and I think that you can only step back and properly manage a situation when you have that ability to look at it from both sides. So there's my little bit of morning brain work from today. I am partway through reading Heather's book at the moment. I started reading it when I was in Spain. I was going to tell you what it's called and I can't remember. I'll link it somewhere for you. But yeah, anybody who is either currently managing a team or looking at managing a team, I would highly recommend, as an absolute minimum, following Heather. Secondly, doing her course. And third, go and buy a book and read it. The course is obviously easier to digest than reading a book from cover to finish. Audiobook it, don't know if that exists at the moment, but anyway, I will leave you with that. I'm just arriving at the office. I'm just going to pick Lil up. I have a car full of kit, really full of kit, and yeah, off to our shoot. Welcome to the vlog.
Oh, hi.
You're not on it actually, it's because you are. Let me see if I can move it.
She's a vlogger now. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think they're cool.
If you want to pick one, because you took a few.
We need to. And the bolt is like suspended in the vase that's full of like the peppers, the petals. Yeah. And it's just poking through, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that we're putting the product first rather than anything else. Yeah.
He just does it all.
Self-taught on everything marketing. I did do a marketing module in my diary. This is going to go against everything that you know and have been taught with photography, but can you take some off centre for me?
Yeah.
So that you can stick text down like the right hand side of it or something.
Oh yeah, you want copy, yeah?
Yeah. Because most of what we use these for is like a story. Yeah. And we'll stick some text with it as well.
Go for it.
Are you having fun, Lil?
What are we looking at?
I've just nipped back to the car to do a call that I should have had on Monday, I think it was, with another photographer that I want to do a bit more of a lifestyle content shoot with, but I booked it when I was in Spain and I didn't realise it had gone into my diary at Spanish time, and then when I came home it didn't convert back to UK, so I missed it by an hour. So I'm going to have to make my apologies. So yeah, this one's just a discovery call. Honestly.
Sorry, that has never happened to me before, so a huge apologies.
It's okay, don't worry. I don't know what was going on with it. It just didn't want to work, but it's let me in now, so we're all good.
Right, I was literally like, I'm going early. There's no way that I can miss this call. So I'm so sorry. I've been looking at all your team looks so much fun. But tell me about your business and tell me how you think I can help you.
So the business is about to turn 3. The only real photos and bits I've ever had done were when we very first started, and I don't recognise myself in them anymore. I've lost 1.5 stone since last year, which I'm really happy about, but I'm still not comfortable in my own skin, and I hate having my photo taken. Like, I really don't enjoy it. But I run a personal brand agency. I encourage people to put themselves online and to embrace the camera, and I'm the biggest hypocrite if I don't do it myself. So I'm just feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And I love all your photos. Like, I am a neutral girly through and through. There really isn't much colour in my life, in my house, in my wardrobe or anything like that, and I just really like the style of your photos. So Katie speaks very highly of you. The girls loved coming and having their photos taken the other day at Blank Space, so I just feel like it will be a good fit.
Okay, so that all sounds amazing, and I'm sure I can help you. I think one of the big things for you as well, in terms of your brand and your neutral style, and like you said about the gorgeous colours, is getting the right location. So have you had any thoughts about that? Like, do you have a space to work in, or would you be happy to be in a studio?
I don't think so. The photos that I haven't taken today are in a studio. I think I want something that is more lifestyle than studio based. I can go north or I can go south, wherever is kind of best. If you've got any ideas or suggestions or recommendations, or whether we look and find somewhere together, like, I'm quite flexible with it. I don't know is the answer to the question, in short.
No, that's good. And we can do that, like you said, together. So there's a few different websites that I use to source locations. So whether that does work logistically for your whole team, or whether it's like if there's a gorgeous location up here or in London that really matches you, like, we just make it work. Yeah. So the two services that I offer, there's one that's a mini shoot, which I think we briefly spoke about this, didn't we? But the mini shoot is basically 20 minutes, but you might just need a bit more time.
I think so. And I think for the variety of shots that we need, and, you know, if we do manage to do it with team and stuff, 20 minutes just isn't, like, I'm ice cold for the first 20 minutes of having a camera put in front of me. I'm just not going to be I'm not going to be giving off the best photos.
No, and that's good that you kind of know that anyway. So we can walk you through that. That's fine. If you want to get the date in, then that's great.
Yeah, the sooner the better with my schedule. It just books up so far in advance that if trying to find something last minute is chaotic. So yeah, the sooner in advance it's booked, the better, because I know it's actually happening then. I need it for that accountability as well.
Yeah, my diary's open for January, so I will send everything over. And yeah, it's been lovely to speak to you, but I can't wait to find out more about your business. And now I'm following you. Oh, it looks amazing. And Lily is just the nicest person.
Isn't she great?
It's gorgeous. Everyone was. It was such a nice day. All right, I will send everything over. Enjoy the rest of your shoot day, and we'll speak very soon.
Fab. Thanks ever so much. Speak to you soon.
No problem. Take
Cheers.
care.
Bye. So we've just completed on the product part of the day. We've moved on to headshots, and I'll take you in and show you what we're doing.
A bit more in that direction. Yeah, perfect.
Holding that. Oh, you good?
I don't know what
No, what? You good for
Yes, I do!
You good? We've got to sort out the load tonight because we've got a product shoot for this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's too used to being in front of the camera. No, behind the camera.
Yeah, same thing.
One of that, perfect, and again.
Another one?
One more.
You'll get used to it soon.
Perfect. Squeeze in, ladies, look at this one. Beautiful. Perfect.
Do you want to hold it and then maybe I'll just hold it to the side?
Well, squeezing yours, look at this one. Perfect.
Should we just pretend to sing happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. That was so in tune now.
It's a bright and early one this morning. If that doesn't summarise my life right now, then I don't know what does. I'm sorry, darling, I'm going now.
Good morning. It's, I don't know what day of the week it is, Thursday. I really had to question why my alarm was going off so early this morning. When it went off, I lay there for a few seconds and I was like, what am I actually doing today? And that is when you know your brain is too busy. But we're off to London. my second home, it feels like at the moment. I made some beautifully chaotic decisions yesterday, which is just classic Charlie in the middle of a content shoot. But I was trying to do a little bit of admin whilst the girls were dealing with the product shots because too many cooks and all that. So 3 things actually, and I've drafted an email and it's going to go out to the team this morning, and it's all around the team, the people. I've always said to anyone who asks me, be it the team, be it clients, be it people in my network, that I've always modelled the agency on what I felt were great in my previous jobs and what I felt needed improvement in the previous jobs that I've worked on, because after all, that is all I have to go on. I am not a expert in this. I didn't set out when I started the business to grow a team. In fact, it was quite the opposite. I thought I would be solo for the rest of my career and just kind of freelance and do collaborations and stuff. But as the kind of demands of the business have grown, so has the team, and I want to make sure that OAC is the best place to work that I can possibly make it. Are we the best place to work? Obviously not. I don't know if anybody could ever claim that title, but what I will do is whatever is in my power to make it the best place to work. So 3 things. I have taken out a company-wide private health insurance policy for the whole team. Obviously their health is paramount, and if they are unwell in any way or require any medical advice, I would rather them be able to get it as quickly and as efficiently as possible, but also from the best in the business. So that's update number 1. Update number 2 is that our previously kind of outsourced on-demand HR service that we would just pull in at any point that we needed it, such as onboarding, contracts, offboarding, anything like that, we would just bring in at the point that it was needed. And now the team is growing, it makes more sense to have somebody who works on our account on a monthly basis, not because there are problems, and I think that's a big misconception with HR, is that you only have HR if you're needing to fire somebody or something like that, and that's not the case. It's about making sure that there is a point of contact for the team beyond me for anything that they might need. But also from my perspective, it's just not my favourite part of the job, and the compliance elements and new policies and things like that, I have enough to be keeping up to date with, and I try my very hardest. But I don't think any business owner can, hand on heart, unless they are qualified in HR, say that they are across absolutely everything that is going on, and that just is going to alleviate a lot of brain space for me, knowing that there is somebody else looking over all of that sort of stuff. And it'll be around looking at the more positive sides of HR as well, progression, pay, bonuses, KPIs, all of that sort of stuff. So that's decision number 2. Decision number 3 is, you will remember that I was on a workation a couple of weeks ago with Alice Benham. I met Alice, 2 years ago I would say, and she actually came and spoke for me at our very first retreat that we ran. Now Alice was writing her book at the time, if I remember right, and she'd put a post on Instagram to say, if you're organising anything, if you require somebody to speak, to host a session at any event in the next 6 weeks, I'm your girl and I'll come and do it for free. And I happened to be organising the retreat, so she did. She came and she organised a kind of intention setting workshop, and we've just stayed in touch ever since. Alice was kind of co-organising the workation and gave me a lot of help and kind of pointers and things through that workation around things that we could be doing differently in the business, things that we could introduce, and ways to improve accountability and I suppose improve our kind of goal setting process. I think the beauty of where we've managed to get to and what we've managed to achieve is that we haven't had that shiny end goal in mind, and we've just kind of followed our nose with where we're going. However, I do want to bring the team in on the direction and decisions more. They have been very involved in the past, but what we've been great at is kind of dreaming, coming up with ideas, but then the execution part, nobody holds full accountability for what goes on after that. So that's something that I have invited Alice in to come and work with us on a 12-month plan. She will work with us on a quarterly basis, coming in to host a day with both teams. We're going to split it out into the marketing team and the talent team to set departmental goals, KPIs, accountability, all of that sort of stuff. And then individually, me and Alice will follow up with every single team member for more personal goals and things that they want to achieve, things that are on their work bucket list, as the team call it, so that they're more involved in where they can go and their direction. And your people are what make your business at the end of the day. So that is my third and final update, and all of that happened yesterday whilst I was on a content shoot, and I think that was a fairly productive day. I've reached out about our Christmas party. I don't want to do a traditional Christmas party this year. I don't think I haven't spoken to all of my creators, but from the handful of creators that I've spoken to, they are in agreement and along the same lines as me. And I also think that November and December are incredibly busy months for everybody. So I think we're going to look at doing something in January instead. So I've reached out to somewhere. They come back to me immediately asking for more information about what I'm looking for. So I am going to pursue that today, continue discussions on that, hopefully on the train on the way down. But we all know that the UK is incapable of creating a travel network that Wi-Fi actually works on and you get phone signal, so we'll see how that goes. And then I need to sit and look at the agenda for today, because I have absolutely no idea what's going on and what's going to happen. So we'll sit and plan that out as well. I'm taking two of the girls down with me, Rosie and Izzy. Would have taken Darcey down as well, our other talent manager, but I booked the tickets before she started, and I've got to be honest, I think the tickets are pretty spenny for this, so I'm going to see what we think of it and whether it's worth returning for next year. So honest opinion incoming, and I'll try and vlog as much as I can. Hoping to catch up with a couple of contacts from the industry as well, a few of our brand partners, and I'm also now in a WhatsApp group. Oh my god, this traffic. Also now in a WhatsApp group of fellow agency owners who all work in the talent management space, who've created this like confidential, like safe space for us to speak about stuff that's going on and help each other out with it, which I love, because I'm a firm believer that there is plenty of work to go around for everybody, and this competitive nature that can come around in our industry is just so unnecessary and not needed. So yeah, I think some of them will be there, so it might be an opportunity to catch up and say hello to some of them. And we are staying overnight tonight, which I've gone back and forth in my mind about all week, about whether to just sack the hotel off and come home tonight, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with it, stay down there and have a little bit more of a leisurely day tomorrow is my plan. So yeah, I will take you with us. It will hopefully be light the next time I turn this thing on. And I won't still be stuck in traffic an hour later, but it's looking like we should be good. 26 minutes. So yeah, catch you later.
Finally, a big one, organisational. And by organisational, I mean people. How do we organise our people?
I have just 2 calls today. So I've just done the first one from my hotel room. I have another one at 2 o'clock, so I'm going to head back now. And do that, and then tonight we are off out for Darcey's birthday with all the partners and plus ones and stuff, so I'm hoping I can get a couple of hours of chill at home before that, because I'm not a night owl. I much prefer an early night, and tonight will be past my bedtime, I am sure. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired this morning, a bit jaded from the week. So I've just downloaded a couple of podcast episodes, and I'm not going to get my laptop out on the train, and I'm just going to sit and listen and chill out for a bit. So that is my plans for this Friday. I've got to get over to Euston now to get my train back. I'm on a fast train, thankfully, so it should only take me just over an hour to get home, or an hour to get back to Birmingham, and then about 20 minutes on the motorway from there. So see you at the other end.